Let's go to Fran in Massapequa. Fran.
What's up, guys? Always a pleasure. What a nice day today. A little cloudy, but nice day.
Thank you. What's up?
Where do I want to start? There's a few things I want to get into, but I haven't been a fan of the show long enough to get into it hard with you guys, so I'm going to try to just go easy. Let's see. I'm going to start with Mike. Have you ever watched Juan Soto after a home run?
Yeah.
And listen, I love the show. I'm not trying to start a war with you guys. You know, I'm just. Have you ever watched him after a home run?
Don't just say it. Go.
No, have you ever watched Juan Soto?
Yeah. Have you ever heard me do I criticize him even on the broadcast?
No. I'm not. First of all, I disagree with the guy. You're not a homer in any way. You go both ways. You yell at Yankees. You yell at other players, other teams. I don't think you're a homer.
One thing that Juan Soto stands at home plate and admires his home runs, and usually he runs around. What's the point, Fran? Tell us. What are you trying to say?
Mike, the point is that Juan Soto is as annoying at the plate as anybody. After a strike, he looks the pitcher down, gives him a look. He steps out. He does this wild little thing. You know, so I'm just saying, and a lot of players do it. We have to get used to it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to badmouth you in any way, but you got to get used to it. It is never going anywhere. It's going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. So I've just come to the fact where if a guy hits a home run, you could do backflips. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I'm just saying. I understand. But those days are over. Unless you're going to nail a guy with a pitch like they did
I'll let you finish your point, Fran. But,
yes.
Not defending Juan Soto. He is actually having fun at the plate, and he's not really showing anybody up. He nods at the pitcher when they make a good at-bat. And another thing, he's one of the greatest players of all time. Jose Siri is not even one of the greatest players of this time. So if Juan Soto does it, it almost gets a little bit of a pass because of how legendary he is. Jose Siri should know his place in the game before acting like that, rounding the bases. That's my point. I hear what you're saying, and I'm sure if Juan Soto is not on your team, you actually despise his act at home plate. I get it. I understand.
No. See, that's the thing. I don't despise Juan Soto. They do it. They all do it. Now, listen,
but they don't all do it.
The other, listen, Mike.
Does Aaron Judge do it?
I agree with you. Bums shouldn't be showing off. You're 100% right. I understand. You need a ticket to go to the dance. These guys go to the dance without tickets. They're morons. I agree with you. But the bottom line is, it's just a part of baseball. There's nothing we can do about it.
But Fran,
the world is changing.
Why is it not a part?
Real quick.
Thank you for the phone call. Too much.
I can't get
why is it not a part of baseball when it comes to Aaron Judge? Why?
No, but it's becoming to the fact that he's the outlier.
Oh, okay, so it can be done that way, right? And you can still be a superstar and one of the highest paid players in sports by not acting the fool.
But I will say this, Michael. We give Aaron Judge credit for being classy, but he's also not that guy. Like, I think it takes a special type of person to show off like that. Not everybody is like that. Like, he would be going against type if he did that.
Well, Ohtani doesn't show off.
Well, but again, I think it's you're talking about personalities. I think the people that want to show off feel like they can show off. And they're just being themselves. I guess that's the argument. Aaron Judge is being himself. Barry Sanders was a guy that no matter how you get a 90-yard touchdown, making 12 guys miss, and he tossed the ball back to the referee. And then you got guys that, intercept the pass and down 3 touchdowns and they pose. It's more about their personality and the sport allowing them to do that. But I listen, Juan Soto gets away with it. Why? Because he's a really, really good player. But it could irritate people just the same. And I'm sure if he was a Ray and he wasn't a Yankee and he did the exact same thing, people would be upset about it.
I'm sure, Don, you couldn't be more right.
Right.
But don't you think that your standing in the game gives you a little more latitude to act that way?
True.
Maybe you shouldn't, but it does give you more standing.
But again, now we're talking about like that. So it's okay for some, for not others. Like, but sometimes, but to his point is that it's happening so much more frequently. It just seems it seems ridiculous to get aggravated about it because it's gonna ruin your experience because it's going to happen.
No, I agree. There's no turning back. There's no putting the milk back in the udder.
And wrong is wrong. Like, all right, so you could say the standing of Siri makes him look foolish, and I agree. But if Soto did that down 4 runs, you maybe give him a pass because he's a great player, but it still would have been inappropriate for him to do if the team's down 4 runs and it's a solo home run, but you're willing to give him a pass because he's one of the great players in the game. I mean, that may not be right either. You either like it, or you don't. I mean, so it just seems like it's very selective in the outrage based on what the score is, how popular the player is, how good the player is. If you're somebody that doesn't like it, then you're probably going to not like baseball because it seems like it's happening, or sports for that matter, because it happens in all sports.
You're right.
Football's been ridiculous.
You're right. And I think that those that don't like it are afraid to say they don't like it because they don't want to be the outcast. And I think that's the sad part of it. It's not going away, but we have the right to say we don't like it.
And by the way, and again, I think people should say they don't like it because I think more people don't like it than you think.
Good point.
I don't think everyone young thinks it's so cool.
Now, one quick point about Fran, if I may. I like Fran. I like when he calls. But every time he calls, it's the same old story how he got insulted by the guys that we don't need the preamble. We know your story, Fran. Boom. You're a good friend of the show. Call in, make your point. I don't know. I haven't been listening to you guys, so I get it. But everybody who listens to the show hears that preamble all the time. If you're going to do the preamble, then don't call. You're more than welcome to call, have an exchange of ideas with us, but don't set it up each time about you left that show and they insulted you and we let you talk. Just talk. Talk. We don't care about the past.
Let's move forward, Fran.